All righty, Ghana 2027. We are going to be there on July the 1st through the 9th of 2027. I am so excited about this trip. As you can see, the price is only 2,500 per person for all 9 days. That includes a lot. So we're going to go through it. Um, there are three people that are hosting this trip, myself, and my lead, which is Janae. She actually went to Ghana last year and she met Sam. And we have worked this trip together with Sam. So Sam is actually from Ghana. He's a native there and he has a travel business there. So he's our contact. We actually have a meeting scheduled with him next month for all of the participants that have registered. So they're going to be able to talk to Sam, ask any questions in real time, but he's also going to give us some intel and some details about that we need to know in order to prepare for this trip. I'm excited, excited, excited. So all three of us, you have three hosts that you can connect with, not just myself, that will be able to help walk you through this trip. Now, some of the trip highlights that we have is the famous W.E.B. Du Bois Memorial Center. Then we have the Accra Arts Center where you can buy souvenirs and crafts, and then the traditional naming ceremony, which this is going to be epic. I'm excited about it. So let's talk about what's included. It's 7 nights. Your hotel accommodations are included. You have breakfast every single day. There is lunch and dinner on the itinerary on some days as well. And we're going to break those down. And then you also have your meet and greet that's going to, Sam is going to meet and greet us and take us through the airport to where we need to go. All of our ground transportation to get to and from different places is going to be there as well. I just realized I'm in the dark. Let's see. Okay, let's let there be light. All right. All of our guided tours are included. Our entrance fees into each of these locations. Let me tell you, when I went to Egypt, the entry fees were not included on that trip. But it was her first big trip. She didn't, the person that was doing that tour, it was her first big trip. She thought it was, it wasn't. So it just stuck in my head. Make sure your entry fees are included. Okay. So you're learning from my mistakes. Okay. Um, the African Kente photo shoot experience is included. Your traditional naming certificate is included. Your cultural dance performance, the waterfall massage, baby. That's what I live and breathe for. Okay. If you want to know what I'm excited about, it's that waterfall massage. Okay. Professional group photographers included throughout the entire trip as well. Travel insurance is included. Your gratuities for the excursions and the transportation only, not the resort staff, not your hotel, but you won't have to tip transportation and the excursion staff as well. Your visa is also included in your program. So those what's included. Let's talk about what's not included. Your airfare to and from Ghana. If you're leaving from the DC area, you want to leave out of Dulles. Your personal expenses, souvenirs, laundry, things like that. Any extra food or beverages outside of the itinerary meal plan, optional tours not listed on the program, and anything not explicitly listed on the itinerary or inclusion. So, um, what we'll need in order to get to Ghana is, of course, your passport. You do need a visa. You do need vaccinations. And we're going to walk you through that as well. And you will need to bring your vaccination card with you when you arrive in Ghana. And then we have the STEP program, which all travelers participating in the trip will receive guidance and support through the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. That's the registration process to get you through. It's also to make sure that the local authorities know how to contact you in case of an emergency. Hence, we're living through that right now with people that are in Europe, in the Middle East. So we definitely want to make sure that everyone knows where we are and how to get in touch with us in case there's any type of an emergency, and also how to give us instructions on what to do during that time. So your deposits and your fees are non-refundable. They can't be moved to a future date or transferred to another person for any reason. And that's because once we place your name inside of the database as traveling, all your information goes with it. So another person would have to register in order for their information to also go into the database. The other thing is that we may need to, and I want to say this is a very rare instance. But just because of the climate that we're living in, we may decide that it's just not a good time to travel. And if we decide to do that as a group, then of course you're protected. But if you decide that you don't want to go on the trip or you want to transfer, then you just lose all of your deposits and your fees. So please be mindful of this trip. It is a long trip. A lot can happen in the next 16 months. I want everybody to have an amazing time, but I want you to be very sure that that's something that you want to do. Any cancellation or no shows, let me preface this. All deposit and fees again are non refundable, but there is a cancellation scale of which you will be able to get some of your fees back. And the scale is listed here depending on how you fall into that scale. So you have some protection, and that's why we have travel insurance for everybody that's already included in the trip. So it's already included in the trip. Early departure, no refund for unused portions of the trip. Sometimes people are like, I can't stay the whole 9 days or 10 days. You can come late, you can leave early, but the fee is the fee is the fee. So please be mindful of time off, making sure you can get that PTO and making sure that you can have that time available. Right. So we have Allianz Cancel Anytime Travel Insurance. It is the most expensive travel insurance, but it's worth it because you don't have to worry about canceling your trip for any reason. Okay. All righty. So day one, July 1, we're going to arrive in Ghana at the international airport. We want everybody to plan their arrivals around 3 p.m. if you're not traveling with the group. The group just means that we're booking our flights at the same time, so we arrive at the same time, so we can move as a group. If you move outside of that, you can come earlier, but coming later may delay you connecting with the rest of the group. So we'll be working with you to make sure that your flights arrive within the same time. And of course, Sam and his team will make sure that you're good as well. When we get to Accra, which is where the airport is, we are leaving directly from there to the Cape Coast because it is a trek. We are traveling to the farthest place first and then coming back to Accra for the latter part of the trip. We're going to be in Cape Coast, Ghana. There, we're going to be staying at the Lemon Beach Resort, which is one of the best resorts in the area. We look at the time. We leave the airport around 4ish. We don't get to the resort until 8ish. Okay. So we're traveling as soon as we get there, right? It's going to take at least 3.5 to 4 hours to get there. And that includes a rest stop for us to stretch and, just refresh and be able to to like get through the trip after being on such a long air flight and then having to ride for 3.5 to 4 hours. But we're getting that part over with first because it is the longest part. We're going to have dinner that evening at the resort. And then the next day, we are going to be at the Heritage and the History Tour. Yeah, this is important because this is where all of the key um, fundamental highlights in our history really come into play. So we're going to have breakfast that morning, and then we're checking out of the resort, and we're going to the Cape Coast Castle Tour, which is one of the most prolific experiences that you want to do when you go to the Cape Coast. That's where the African diaspora really like happened. And it's also part of the transatlantic slave trade. We're going to have lunch that day, and then we're also going to visit the Slave River site, which is the Asin Manso. Then we also have our traditional naming ceremony. So that Saturday is a big day. We are doing all the things, boots on the ground, that we can while we're on the Cape Coast. And then we leave there and we travel back to Accra. Once we get to Accra and we check into the Marriott Hotel, this is our home for the remainder of the trip. So we're getting the heavy lifting done first, right? Now, on the 4th of July, we are having a brunch at La Gardenia, which is a really great tropical restaurant. It's known for its signature teas and coffees. And then later that day, we're also going to do the brunch and the day party on the beach because it is July the 4th. Okay. So we are going to be at the Sandbox Beach Club, which is outside. On July the 5th, we're going to go to our city tour in Accra. Accra is very much city. So really, I'm going to be, I'm excited just to see how modern it really is in Accra. I want to see it for myself. I've seen pictures and videos, but I want to be in it and see it myself. And then we're also going to the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial. I said it right because when I did a video earlier, the captions typed it perfectly. So I said it right. Okay. So it's a memorial park, is very famous there. It honors Ghana's first president. So we're going to take a little stop there. We're also going to the Black Star Square, which is another symbol in Ghana. And then we're having lunch in the living room. Then we're driving by the International Conference Center. We're going to the Arts Center. And then for those that want a little nightlife, there's Bella Afrique, which is a really great Afro Lux dining and nightclub. They have cocktails and fusion cuisine and great music, right? Day 7 is your day to relax and recharge. How do we do that? We are going to the waterfalls and we are doing the spa. That is going to be our wellness morning. And then that evening, because we have to travel to the waterfall and back, you can luxuriate, relax, or you can also go to the Alley Bar, which is another local uh, establishment that we want to frequent and patronize there. Then also we have the kente cloth ceremony, the food, and the naming certificate. So we have two of those events inside, but they're very different. This is the one where we're draped in the afro and in the kente cloth. We take our pictures. So it's kind of to commemorate your new name, right? Then we have dinner at Buka Restaurant. And then for those that like nightlife again, because we're patronizing as many businesses as we can, we're going to Zen Garden. Now, on the 8th, we have the cooking class for those that want to participate. And then we also have the W.E.B. Du Bois Center, which is a real highlight. Now, on the 9th, whew, tired, but we finally got to the ninth, y'all. On the ninth, we have our transfers back to the airport where we will be embarking on our trip home. So I do have a couple of frequently asked questions um, that I just want to go over really quickly. You will need a visa and a passport. If you do not have your passport, you will need to start working on your passport this month because in order for us to book you on all of these excursions, they will be asking for your passport, a copy of your passport. So I will need you to work on that this month. Okay. So you can still sign up, but you need to start working on that passport. We're not waiting for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months to get your passport because we got so much time. I need your passport in real time. All righty. Um, let's see. Any other IDs needed? Just your passport is fine, but you will need your ID cards for your vaccines. You will need a yellow fever vaccine. That is, it's required. You just have to have it, right? And so also any other recommended vaccines that they suggest, definitely don't skimp on the vaccines. We're traveling to a different country. Everything is different there. It's safe, but we also know that our bodies aren't used to the climate, the food, all the things. So anything that your doctor recommends outside of the yellow fever vaccine, get it. Just get it. Um, your tourist visa is going to give you the time to be able to be in Ghana and to travel leisurely and to visit. Do military and senior citizens receive a discount? There are no additional discounts on this trip. The trip is discounted enough. Remember, we're staying there for 9 days, traveling. 2,500 is amazing for that. Um, can additional nights be purchased? No, not on this itinerary and not for this package. It cannot. And do I need to be vaccinated? It's not even a question. It has to happen, and I will be asking for a copy of everybody's vaccination card so that I can have that as well. And what if you need to cancel the trip? We just discussed travel insurance, and it is to cancel anytime travel insurance. So um, there are some parameters with that. You'll get a full list of what that entails, but as long as you follow the procedures, you should be fine. The primary language that's spoken in Ghana is English, but people in Ghana are multilingual, and so many languages are spoken. The currency is the SETI. I think I said that right. The Guyana SETI. Okay. Um, Make sure to check with your doctor if you have any pre-existing conditions to make sure that this is a safe trip for you. What power outlets do they use? They use a universal outlet types D and G. Those are the ones with the three prongs. And Uber, taxis, and buses are common ways that people do travel inside of Ghana. How do you pack? We'll talk more about it, but of course, you want breathable fabrics. And then any culture norms, we'll be talking about that. I'll definitely be getting you up to date as we get closer to the trip, all the things. Will you have Wi-Fi? Yes, most hotels offer Wi-Fi. And then if you have any dietary needs, the hotels can accommodate those as well, right? What if I don't want to participate in the activities? You're not required to. It's included in your price, so I would hope you would. But if you need to take time or a day, definitely honor yourself, your body, and what you need, because again, this is your trip. So you get to move how you want to move. All righty. So I'm going to open the questions up for anyone that has any questions. And let me go to the chat and see if there are any questions. Okay, yeah, you have everything. You just need to get your visa.
How do
Any
you get your
questions?
visa?
We'll walk you through that process. You have to apply for it. You can get it online.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it a certain time that you have to get it before you're traveling?
Yeah, there's a time frame. So we'll be moving as a group to make sure that everybody gets their visas at one time together as a group. So no man is left behind.
Oh,
Yeah.
and do you already put out the payment plan or what we have to put down and everything?
So good question. I do have a special for $99 if you want to secure your spot. That's going to be through Saturday. The normal deposit rate is 250, but there's a special for $99. I'm going to give you the link and I'm also going to send you the code. There's a coupon code. Um, and I'm going to place a link inside of the chat as well. Yeah. All righty. Any more questions?
Think I'm think I'm done.
Good. So I'm going to place the link inside of the description. So to walk you through this registration is a little different because of the um, special $99 deposit. So once you click that link, you'll be able to pay your 99 deposit. This app also allows you to be able to use um, Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, um, Zip, all the things, right? So once you pay your $99 deposit, then you'll be on a monthly payment plan. That monthly payment plan will be broken down, and your next payment will be April the 15th. All of your payments are on the 15th of every month.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, there's also a admin fee, which is really just my fee. So to be able to lean on me, have just let me fight all your battles for you. I know everybody travels, they're well versed, they just like to dig in and do things themselves. We're on our way to Turks and Caicos in like 2 months, and two of my clients had like an issue with their billing. They had already paid, but they were just on hold forever, just trying to get it done themselves. And I was like, why didn't you just let me know that you were getting these emails about this double billing? Because that's why you paid me. Okay. So
Yes.
please let me handle all the heavy lifting. Let me handle all the questions in terms of like visa applications and travel and itinerary issues. All of that falls under my hub. So once you pay your $99 deposit, that's option A. You're going to be sent immediately to the booking page. The booking page you must complete immediately. It's going to cost you $1 to book on the booking page. You're going to sign up for your room, and there are two optional excursions that aren't included. One is an ATV adventure day, and one is an African dance. Right? If you want to add those, you can add those as well. And then you're going to complete the registration, which is actually all the information that I need for the trip. And then you're going to sign off on the contract. And I wanted to go through that just to share with you really quickly the terms and conditions, because I feel like that's also important. Hold on, let's see if I can share. It's pretty lengthy, but it's because as we grow, we know more. So, in full transparency, the $149 admin fee that I just discussed will be added to your invoice. Also, if there is a change fee, which we already discussed for this particular trip, there is no change. Like we can't change the hotel category, we can't change the name. So this wouldn't apply to this particular trip, but for my other trips, there are change fees. So just ignore number two because that doesn't apply to you. Um, there is a payment authorization form, and that is what you will be signing off for. When you authorize your payment, you are authorizing that the credit card that you're using or the debit card that you're using is that you are the rightful owner and that you're giving me permission to use that card for that particular payment amount. You have to authorize each payment every single month. Please do not authorize your payments in advance. I have had issues with that where people forgot that they authorized their payments like 8 months ago, and now they're questioning the authorization or the payment that was made. So only authorize your payment each month in order. Okay? Once you authorize it, I am swiping the card. So please don't do it in advance. Cancellation and refund policy. We've already discussed what that is with your travel insurance. That's already included. So you're good to go on that. Okay. And then your safety and your right to modify travel. That was the thing that I said earlier. In the event that we feel like it's unsafe or that we need to pause, change the date for whatever reason, for safety reasons, we reserve the right to do so at that time. So please understand that if we do that, it's just because of safety. I've never had to do it, but I may need to. And I want to make sure that everybody is clear that that's an option that we have as the agents and the advisors of this trip. And then you're acknowledging all of the policies and procedures. So once you go to that booking page and select your room, pay your $1, and you sign off on this, then you are good to go. You are also going to sign off on that every single time you make a payment so that you are reminded of all of the process and the guidelines every single time you make a payment. And that's just to make sure that I'm protected, but also in transparency that you're aware. So $99 down. Once you pay your $99, you'll be redirected to the booking site. Go ahead and select your room, pay your $1 to sign off on the contract, and then you're good to go. Your next payment isn't until April the 15th. Now, you do have, and I just dropped the link inside of the chat um, to make that payment. And I also dropped the code that you will place in that will take the 250 deposit down to 99. Now, you do have a second option. You can pay the $250 down, and then your next payment will not be due until June 15th. You have that option as well. So it just gives you a couple of months of breathing time. It's March. So that means that you won't have a payment in April, you won't have a payment in May, but you will have your very first payment that will come out on June the 15th. So it's up to you. Do I need a breather or do I just want to pay the $99 to lock it in? And then I'll pay my regular payment starting next month. You have that option. Yeah. Are there any questions on those two options of payment? All right. Now, the special runs through Saturday of March. So that would be March 7th, I think. Yeah, March 7th. So you have until March 7th to take advantage of any of those two payment options. All righty.
Okay. Is it possible you can email me the link? Because I don't know if it's gonna transfer or I just go there. now, but if I do it Saturday, do I just text you and ask you to send me the link?
You can, or you can save it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. If you click on it now and just save it.
Okay. I'm just making sure it went over. Okay.
All right. Well, I am done. Thank you so much for jumping on this call for Ghana. I'm excited to be able to start this trip and to get this ball rolling. And if you have any questions, definitely just reply to any email that you've gotten from me and ask those questions in real time.
Okay.
All righty. Have a good